Friends School Mullica Hill is happy and warming.
Friends School Mullica Hill is an intriguing learning environment.
Friends School Mullica Hill is caring. Friends School Mullica Hill is amazing.
Friends School Mullica Hill is very equal.
Friends School Mullica Hill makes me excited in the morning.
I think Friends School is a very different place. And I think it's hard to understand that until you've been here. And most everybody that comes here and spends some time with us realize that we are different than any other school. We are a very special place.
Friends School Mullica Hill is the launching pad for your future. It teaches you how to open your mind, how to think, and how to be honest with yourself.
I think that Friends School Mullica Hill is a really accepting place, and it's a place where you can learn to grow really easily.
To me, it means a place where children are encouraged to be their very best.
Friends School Mullica Hill is a sanctuary. And I mean that in the sense that it's a sanctuary where human potential can be developed.
Friends School Mullica Hill is a fascinating place. It is not only fascinating, it is an amazing place.
What I feel has not changed at all is the atmosphere. This is family. I mean, you come to the school, you become part of a big family.
One of the things that's really essential in this school is the Quaker ethos. It is a friends school. The students attend meeting for worship each week, and some of the underlying principles of Quakerism, simplicity, integrity, peace, community, and stewardship really are practiced. What's really exciting about the school is all the teachers, no matter their own religious backgrounds, really carried forward. How do the students learn to take care of each other? How do the students learn to respect the community as a whole? You know, what's the balance between growing up and being your own individual best self, and also being a part of a community and having the respect and care for others around you?
There's an approach to education that values how people think, how children think, how they process information, how that ties into a bigger piece of education. One grade to the next grade, one subject to the next subject. That's what Friends School can do for our children. To have a child who is curious and open to learning is to have someone who's going to be successful in whatever they do. That is the biggest 21st century challenge, keeping people curious enough to be creative. That's what parents can get their kids started at this school.
So in Gloucester County, there were many Quaker schools for a long period of time, like the one that existed in Mullica Hill, but there were also other Quaker schools that also served as the only school in their community in Mickleton and in Woodbury, and then all of them were kind of replaced at some point by public schools. So for a period of time, there was no Quaker school in Gloucester County. But then in 1952, the Friends at Woodbury meeting decided they wanted to kind of refound a Quaker school. Now, so Woodbury Friends School was founded in 1952, and it's successful, and it's growing, and they're adding grades, and they're coming up against space limitations.
I was in Teacher Hashi's first class in Woodbury. Teacher Jean left Woodbury to go to Washington Township schools, and all of a sudden one day we had a new teacher. It just, the Woodbury Friends School, there's now, that if you go to Woodbury meeting, across the parking lot or across the lot is a low concrete block building, which was where the school, which is where the school at that time existed. I believe the school was formed about 1952, and there was one basement classroom that's all the way at the front of the building, close to Broad Street. And that was the classroom that I was in. We were in sixth grade.
I've driven down Route 45 many times, passed by that one-story schoolhouse. I know at some point in the late 60s, you know, by the time we get to 67, 68, there was a clamoring amongst the parents, not so much Quakers in Salem Quarter, but amongst parents at the school, that there be an upper school portion of the school. And in fact, if this decision, whether or not to open an upper school, continued to be delayed, they were threatening to move the school elsewhere. And move the school elsewhere they did.
I was attending school when we made the move from Woodbury Friends to Mullica Hill Friends. I remember the grounds weren't ready necessarily for us to come. I remember the day when they brought the quote new building, which is the gray building as everybody refers to the grounds. I remember the crane lifting them up and putting them on the blocks. I remember those little fundraisers that we had, the hot dog fundraisers, and I remember the parents getting together and coming and finishing the details, you know, of the school. I remember my dad come home from work and then grab some tools and then go off, and I was always like, "Can I go?" "No, not tonight." And they were getting the school ready for the opening of the year, my second grade year here.
The school here started in 1969. The building was a little late, so we started school a little late. But we had to bring every single thing from that school, Woodbury School, because we had nothing in here. In Woodbury School, I had a shelf made with brick and the black, things like that. I had to bring that one also. We took everything from my classroom to my home first, and then transported everything to this classroom here. And that is how we started the school here.
There was an intense amount of excitement and energy and creativity during this period. It was incredibly stressful to the people who lived through it, and there was, you know, how to raise money, how to find the property, can we make it by these deadlines, all these kinds of things. But one of the things that kind of comes out of this is that out of this stress and this energy and excitement was, you know, a wonderful thing was created. And it's interesting to see that kind of the most kind of exciting, positive times in the history of the school were these times of creativity and expansion, even under a lot of stress.
I know about the Scrappy, even though I wasn't there right at the beginning. I didn't get there till 1986. Scrappy is the word that you would use to describe the school. Shaggy would also work. It was very clear even then in 1986 that the way the school started was through hand-me-downs. I don't think desks matched across the board in our school. In other words, they were clearly not from the same batch, from the same truck, from the same factory. I remember my first head of school, John Brown. You know, I know this is common now at smaller Quaker schools, but the idea that he would have a bucket and a mop to go take care of so it wasn't just that the physical plant was shaggy, it's that we were also shaggy with it. That was the way to kind of care for it. We all did all the jobs.
We are at the Fall Festival. It's a big event that's celebrating our 50th anniversary of being a school here in Mullica Hill, and got a great turnout, great weather for it. So this Fall Festival is special because it's happening in our 50th anniversary year.
Today we're here at the kickoff event for the 50th anniversary celebration of Friends School Mullica Hill, founded in 1969.
So today is the Fall Festival and the 50th kickoff. So we just set it up to be a walkthrough of the different decades to see where the school's been, the traditions it's held for the past 50 years. We made viewfinders for people to see as like a little throwback to remember how it felt back then.
Some of the parents and actually alumni as well have come together to put together a beautiful picture display We've got different trees put together where there are pictures from the decades. So you've got your pictures from the 70s, from the 80s, the 90s. We've got pictures focused on the athletic teams of the years.
But when I started going back in the photos and seeing the teachers that my daughter has today interacting with kids from decades ago, and seeing how traditions have stayed and how it's become a community, I thought that was really cool.
And for me, being here now, having been here as a student some time ago, and being able to kind of think about what are we doing now for the future of our school to secure, its health and its growth moving forward is very exciting.
50 years is a long time. A lot of institutions don't make it to 50 years. And one of the things that I've been told, and I actually believe having kind of been through this, is in some ways the 50th anniversary celebration is the most special of all because it's a sign of great endurance, half of a century, but also it's not such a big number that some of the original founders aren't still around.
The significance of 50 years, I think, is it's 50. We've done it for 50 years, and it's here. And there's so many stories and people that have come through here. And each one has left a mark on the school some way. That it's something I personally won't forget, and I don't think, I think it's important that we're doing this documentary and just even speaking about it, that what is going on here, so people will know for the next 50.
This year we're celebrating 50 years, and that's a really significant milestone. The history that has happened here on this campus over the past 50 years, and our establishment as one of the premier schools in this area that has really made a difference in the lives of so many students who are now, graduates and adults. And it's also a chance to really plan for the future, to celebrate 50 years, but also with our eyes on planning and continuing to our continued growth and vitality for not just 50 years more, but on into an unpredictable future.
Friends School Mullica Hill is a community full of great people.
Friends School has caring teachers.
Friends School Mullica Hill has a bunch of very kind people.
I am Friends School Mullica Hill. Happy anniversary!
Friends School Mullica Hill is a loving and warm environment where the kids are always made to feel welcome.
Friends School Mullica Hill does honor by including its name of the town in the name of the school, and it is just the wonderful foundation for an educational experience in our town, and we're proud to be associated with it.
Friends School is the place I love.